It's the end of the year and time to look at the team of the decade. Because as I explained in the test match blog, there's just not enough cricket in 2020 to be able to pick a team of the year. So was the ODI format the most under threat in this decade? A decade that saw T20 cricket just zoom up and many challenges before the test match game. But look at it this way. We got a very good final in 2011. We got one of the greatest matches of all time in 2019 in that final. Australia swept everything before them in 2015. South Africa were excellent, just tailed away a little bit towards the end. We had some really good one-day games. So we've got enough data to go with to pick a very good team of the decade. And it was a very difficult team to pick, and that's always a good sign. So let's start right at the top. We're going to pick two openers. The first picked himself very easily. 2700s, all those double centuries. Oh, he scored more runs than anybody else. Average in the high 50s. My first choice and one of the easiest choices is Rohit Sharma. Now, who does Rohit Sharma open with? There were two candidates. It's amazing how similar their numbers are. There's Hashim Amla, there's David Warner. They both average about the same. Warner's strike rate a little bit more. Amla 2100s to Warner's 1800s. Do you go with Amla? One of the great white ball players in the first half of the decade. David Warner, dominant. A lot of his runs towards the second half of the decade. You could pick any one of those two. I've gone with the left-hander purely. I'm a huge Hashim Amla fan, but I've gone with the left-hander. So I've got Rohit Sharma and David Warner as my opening batsman. That was tough. Now, the two easy picks. 3, 4 easiest picks. Virat Kohli averaged 61, AB de Villiers averaged 62. Virat Kohli strike rate in the high 90s. AB de Villiers strike rate in 3 digits. So I'm not even going to talk anything further beyond that. Virat Kohli, AB de Villiers are 3 and 4. Right, then I'm going to go to number 6 because number 5 is a question of your approach to picking a side, and that will determine who you pick at number 5. So at number 6 is my wicket-keeper batsman. There were some very good keeper batsmen around the world, but if you're looking for a player who bats in that position and one of the greatest run chasers in the history of the game, MS Dhoni is my pick, batting at number 6 and averaging 50 plus. Now, do you want a pure batsman at number 5 and say I'll pick 5 bowlers thereafter? Or do you say no for balance? And you know, all of you heard all my blogs, I'm big on balance. I want a batsman who can give me a few overs. Now, if you want a batsman who gives you a few overs, you go with someone like Ben Stokes. I mean, you could go with an Angelo Matthews, with a Ben Stokes, that category. If you want a batsman, there's some gorgeous batsmen to choose from. Kumar Sangakkara averaged 53. You could say Sangakkara keeps wickets from number 3, but you had Kohli and AB there as well. So you had Kumar Sangakkara averaged 53. Joe Root averaged 50. Ross Taylor. How often does Ross Taylor just go unnoticed, under the radar? Averaged 57. Babar Azam. Wow, what a player. Babar Azam averaged 56. You could easily pick any of those and not go wrong. But if you want someone who bowls, someone who can win you matches from number 5, then I went with Ben Stokes. Averaged 40, which is a little more sort of middle class compared to all these high flyers. His bowling numbers aren't great, but I'm looking at 4-5 overs and a match winner at number 5. So very contentious, you might say, but you're free to disagree with me. So Stokes at 5, Dhoni at 6. I want all-rounders on either side of the keeper. I like all-rounders, 5, 6, 7. At 7, as I said, Angelo Matthews is an all-rounder. Thisara Pereira's got really good numbers, by the way. Mohammad Hafiz has got good numbers, but just didn't bowl enough. Thisara a little inconsistent. Angelo Matthews a little injury prone. Jadeja didn't make his national side for a while, and so I'm going to go back with someone who always makes my side, because certainly in the white ball game, because Shakib averages just over 40. He's got an economy rate that's excellent. He's giving you wickets. Most days he gives you 10 overs in the white ball game. So Shakib Al Hasan is my 7. So you could have Shakib and Ben Stokes, Dhoni in between, but you could place 5, 6, 7, whichever way you wanted. That brings me to my pure spinner. And really, you could not look beyond the wrist spinners in this decade. Adil Rashid was excellent for England, 150 wickets, so thereabouts from about 100 games. Can you look beyond Imran Tahir? 173 wickets from 107 games, excellent strike rate, well into his late 30s, delivered some staggering performances. Almost every day you would pick Imran Tahir. So let's, when you're selecting clothes, you say, Thora bazu rakho, let's keep Imran Tahir here. What about Rashid Khan? his numbers are just astounding. I mean, he's just under 2 wickets a game, which is phenomenal. You could turn around and you could argue correctly that a lot of those numbers came against the associate nations, where you'd think that it was easier pickings for a spinner. But whenever Rashid Khan played at the next level, he seemed like he belonged, not just in the IPL or not just in T20 games, but also in ODI cricket. So Tahir Rashid, take your pick. I mean, I've gone with maybe the more dramatic, maybe the more wicket-taking bowler. Well, as you can see, I'm stumbling for words, and that means I'm not certain in my mind. But I've gone Rashid. But you could pick Imran Tahir. That leaves 3 bowlers now, 3 fast bowlers to finish it off, because I've got enough spin. I've got a backup pace bowler in Ben Stokes. So who are the 3 best bowlers? Now, purely by numbers, I've got Malinga and Stark without looking at numbers. Stark's numbers are astonishing, so Stark is fine. Malinga's numbers don't quite tell the true story, because he bowled a lot of difficult overs, bowled a lot at the death, and a few of his performances towards a declining period of his career might have impacted those numbers. In his prime, though, Malinga as a white ball bowler was unmatched. So I'm going Malinga and I'm going Stark. For the third fast bowler, you could look at any number of options, and the numbers are very similar. You could look at Dale Steyn. You could look at Mitch Johnson. You could look at Mohammad Shami, Kagiso Rabada, Jasprit Bumrah. Not a lot to choose among those numbers. And then I looked down and one number hit me. 164 wickets from 90 games. Excellent bowler at the start, swings the ball back in. Very different from Mitch Stark. I don't mind having 2 lefties. And so it might seem a slight left field decision, pardon the poor pun, but I've gone with Trent Boult as my last fast bowler. So there you are, that's my side. I'm quite happy with it. I'm very disappointed that there isn't a Ross Taylor, a Sangakkara, a Babar Azam, and Imran Tahir. So many great people, Dale Steyn, Mitch Johnson, Jasprit Bumrah, but I'm pretty happy with the team that I've picked. I'd love you to pick your own and go ahead and look at how it matches. So here is mine: Rohit Sharma and David Warner, Virat Kohli, AB de Villiers, Ben Stokes, MS Dhoni, Shakib Al Hasan, Rashid Khan, and then my 3 fast bowlers, 2 left-handers in Trent Boult and Mitch Stark, and then the mighty Malinga at the end.